Yes, 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 yes. Look at that, mate. Where is it? The I'll never get this. The This is not a joke. Yes, look at that there. Do you know how long it took me to do that? And it was no, I'm looking at it. I was thinking, you try and get the neck perfect, right? You're like using the proper pixelated thing on Photoshop to get right close to it. Right close. When do I ever say right? When have I ever said right close in my life? As close as you can to it. And it doesn't even matter because look how small it is. That though was about 1,000,000 bats, and I picked them 2 bats out of a big fucking bat swarm that I thought looked best. Like they're following me. They're my bats that attack people and shit for me. I've only just thought of that now while I'm watching it. While I'm looking at it, but it's sick in it and fucking clock to the finger. Can you believe? But see, I didn't really want to start with slot. I wanted to start nice vibes. Let's talk about fucking LA and let's talk about Vegas. Can you believe? So my mate was just, well, not my mate, somebody who watches these. I suppose my mate was like, what did he say? What did I say? Actually, let me go and read the chat. Where's he gone? Fraud like slot. What? Fraud like slot? That doesn't make sense. Oh yeah, because I said it because I didn't even click on the picture because I said I was not coming till night, and he said I'm a fraud like slot. I don't want it, and I said no. It's technical issues. What the fuck have I just been saying then? What was I saying to this? Yeah, he said fraud like slot, but that doesn't make sense on the picture. Due to circumstance, yeah, it does. Fraud like slot to get onto slot. I don't want to talk about slot first. I want to talk about slot. I have said on this. Have I, or have I not said on this multiple times? I don't like him, but I didn't feel like it was going to get this bad this quick. I had a bet. Get this year. I had a bet right. I had a bet with my mate Alex when he came in as manager. Think how far away this bet would have been. I asked Alex for a fucking cash out on this bet. Yeah, to be out by Christmas, December. Think how bad this could be if we listen. And I promise you, people think I actually and I'm not. People think I like this. I don't like this. Who cares about Liverpool more than me? I let it ruin my whole day, my whole fucking week. Crystal Palace away. I went up, watched it in that little away pub on the corner. They all came out the ground and I met them all. I had a big argument. This bird I had an argument with is actually sound, but we had a big argument because, and this is one thing, and Kira says this a lot as well, and other birds, they always say it's not the end of the world, but it fucking is the end of the world. It is the end of the world. It might be the end of the world for fucking ever, but it's the end of the world for that day at least, or sometimes a big Palace and Chelsea away back to back. I promise you, have like flung me into the dark ages of how much I just hate football. I won't arrange another trip around football again. I fucking hate football. I hate it. That's not so. I don't want that. But it's funny how people, it was making me feel like I was an attention seeker. I was getting. Do you know how hard it was to keep up not liking slot when we just win the Premier League? And I know it's like being right after the thing, but we won the league last year. Imagine we went and won we still could, to be fair. Imagine we win the Champions League. Imagine that. Imagine. Imagine. Right. Oh, the connection. Is the connection going? Imagine we fucking get beat by Villa and things go nasty, yeah? And I'm smug. Because listen, it hurts, but it's nice to fucking sometimes be right. I hammered slot. I hammered him big time. And even when we played Spurs and people tried to get me to crack at the fucking after party after the Spurs game, I did not crack, mate. I never liked him. Never liked him from the start. He's a fucking idiot. And it's sometimes all right to admit that a fucking idiot gets it right one time. Maybe that's me with this. But he is an idiot. It was blatant from day one. I knew, and I said this early on, and I was made like I was a dinosaur. I said, listen, you might like these press conferences now, and ask people in like the Prague chat and that, yeah, everyone who watches these will speak to all that group, Tomo and all them, yeah. They will fucking back me up on this. I said, and to them it was lunacy. I'm saying these press conferences you like at the minute where he's telling us how he's fucking terrorising the other team, and we are terrorising all these teams. So he's describing us terrorising these teams. Are fucking sick. Yeah, they are sick. But wait till it fucking starts going wrong. I can't believe how quick our fans' heads have turned off to him. But I also can't believe how badly his heads fell off as well. His press conferences are fucking bizarre, mate. This guy. like from I know it's hard. I know as we shouldn't judge it how I judge it, but I hate the man. We shouldn't judge it how I'm judging it. We should judge it as I don't know, gross tinted glasses. He's our fucking manager. So I get it, but these press conferences are bad, you know. When he's telling teams. I know I'm not stupid enough to think, yeah, that the fucking Glasner beat us 3-0 midweek. Well, yesterday, because midweek. Was it yesterday? It was yesterday. Do you know what I can't believe? Get this, yeah. So that's what I was saying. So to Jay Chap, he said, it's been a while. I was trying to think where was I going with the thing here? It's been a while, and I checked fucking how long it had been. I'd not checked it until he said it. I checked on YouTube on the on my channel. If I had gone to the second, and if I had gone 3 more days, it would have been 2 months exactly in between podcasts, in between these, and I'd never got. I think the longest I ever went was, I can't remember. I think about 7, 8, maybe not. No, I don't think ever 2 months. 2 months, you know. That just shows. Did you know the stress I'm under in my life at the minute? You can't believe it. So I'm supposed to be moving house all year, basically, right? All year from January till fucking now. Obviously, I was good to go in January. Boom. I've said it on here. House falls through. I would have said that on the podcast over the year. April, Isak out. And what did I say about Isak as well, Rob, mate? Rob, you knew. I bet you knew. I bet you were part of the fucking Geordie Brigade that was big in the Isak up, knowing he was a fucking donkey all along, so you could fleece us for 125 million. What did I tell you about Isak as well? Isak's managed to come into the club, right, for extortionate amount of money that we've never spent, and people don't even really spend on a player, they play on player, but on fucking Isak, yeah, and messed everything up. Even we could have probably just got when he was nowhere to be seen, and Ekitike had this feeling like he never had number 9, but he was our number 9. He was our striker. He was going to be our striker, Ekitike. We'd have loved him. He'd have loved us, and it would have been sick. And he would have kept scoring goals, loads of goals, as many goals as he was scoring. He would have kept that up all season. And then for some reason, and what have I always said about fucking this Edwards guys? Well, I feel like I couldn't be more right in my life, but because it's me, it doesn't matter. Edwards is a fucking retard. Every signing he made was made good by Klopp. People used to say Klopp was a system manager. Klopp was a system everything. He made fucking never felt hatred like it. He made. I don't hate Newcastle, bro. I'd probably do hate Newcastle a little bit now, but I hate fucking Isak more than it. No, I don't. I like Isak. You know when he scored as well, and you know what's pretty sick? I'm mad as this. All this, that's how much I pay attention. I always realised he did this for the celebration, but I never knew he did this sick fucking where he's like laughing at the goalkeeper until he scored for Liverpool that first time. I promise you. Never knew that was part. I must have seen him do it a couple of times, but never put 2 and 2 together and thought that was part of it. I just thought he fucking ran and shot. It is sick, that celebration. So I like him a bit more because of that. But he's fucking. But we didn't need him. If we're gonna try and make anything out of Salah. And we could have. Why would we spend 100 million on Ekitike and then pay 125 million for what's he called for fucking Isak? It makes no sense. This Richard Hughes. I feel like we've given the fucking keys to the city to just retards. What's going on? Why did we not just give this money to Klopp? I know Klopp made a few fuck ups. Like Nunez was bad. Klopp. One thing about Klopp, yeah, if you could just probably blag him into letting you buy his forwards, because if you think all the best forwards Klopp had. That's nonsense because he signed Sané and Salah and Mane. That's just stupid. But a lot of the forwards that fucking Klopp had were terrible. And even in his career, remember when he spent fucking like 35 million, when 35 million was like $1 billion on that fucking cheap, what's he called, Immobile, something like that at Dortmund, and he scored like he was fucking dog shit. Klopp inherited Lewandowski, didn't he? Klopp inherited Firmino. Most of the best attackers, strikers Klopp played with, he inherited, definitely. But anyway, why would we not give this money to Klopp? That's probably why Klopp's fucking... Can you honestly believe in Klopp's head he must be thinking, right? I fucking sweated it out, yeah? Sweated it out, by the way, mate. We just spent 450 million, so it's half makes like the narrative a bit worse about us not spending money, but Klopp had it fucking tough, mate. Never spent that money. He even said it in an interview. And do you know I've not watched that interview? Liverpool, he plays dog shit to off for his sub. Rob, that's hatred, bro. That's hatred. That's not hatred, bro. I don't hate you or him then. I watch him and I don't care about you. That's hatred. You hate us. You have always hated us. Well, why do Newcastle hate? Why do Geordies and Newcastle hate Scousers? They should get along. Or do they hate? I feel like they do. It's like each other off. You've got me off topic. Ekitike, he could have been sick. We should have just put all of our eggs in the Ekatike basket. Fucked East. When Newcastle started playing fucking silly buggers with Isak at the start of the window, we should have just fucked them off. Should have never been in from anywhere, but that's like one of them where you get away with it. I thought that was what happened with Van Dijk. That's one of my worst ever shouts, and I don't know if I've ever fucking recovered from it. So I thought Van Dijk was going to be terrible. Dog shit, worst centre half ever. Couldn't believe. And when we got out with the tapping up thing, don't hate you, just Isak. You actually properly hate Isak, yeah. How can you fall out of a player that bad? But then again, I always think Liverpool fans fall out with Liverpool players that bad. Like Coutinho, how can anyone hate Coutinho? People call him a rat and that. Surely with time, people will forgive. Right. I know it looks, I know the way it happened. Go back to that moment, yeah. So Coutinho leaves in the January, we get to the Champions League final, don't we? Yeah, right. Go back to that moment. We look a million miles away from ever getting to a Champions League final, ever. Obviously, no one could foresee how sick this clock big movement was going to be, but we had no chance of going for we had no chance of going for to win a Champions League or win a league title. We were miles off it. Wow, I just went like just zoned out then. We were miles off it. We were miles off ever winning anything like that, or even competing for anything like that. That was the first time. The season we got to the Champions League final was the first time we'd been in the Champions League in years, and we'd only been in it once in about 9 years, wasn't it? I think it was like 4 years, then Rodgers, and another 4 years. So or was it something like that? Anyway, a long time and not enough time in the Champions League, and we got to the final. And then the year after we won it, and then we got to another how many fans? Yeah, Paris, but that was a couple of years later. But we were a million miles from that, and he went to Barcelona, and I think, and it was a fast one because I think we went from just getting in the Champions League on the last day as well. I know technically, I think it was one of them where we were through from basically unless like the biggest collapse of all time and the flukiest thing ever happened. Sure, we beat Chelsea, didn't we? Or we drew or lost to Chelsea, and that was a bad result. And then we beat someone away, which basically scored it in the last game of the season. I'm fancy I was at all these games, and I can't fucking remember any of them. But I remember if I watched on though. I feel like my memory's terrible nowadays. Middlesbrough, we beat Middlesbrough last day, but I feel like it was inevitable that we was going to go through. But anyway, we just scraped in the Champions League. Obviously, we must have been doing okay. I don't really remember how the league table was going that year. We must have been doing okay in the Champions League to get to be still in it in January. But that's only the group stages, isn't it? And you can get bad teams in the group stages. And it was Barcelona. Just on the edge of did he win? I haven't win the Champions League at Barcelona. Did he win La Liga? Like on the back end of all them players being sick. That was what was sad. But I thought he was going to be dead good there. I mean, I thought he was going to be like, give him a bit, because he was, I don't know what. Did he just not play with the same type? He was unbelievable for us, you know. And he was do you know why players like him get remembered a bit more? Especially I do. I know people have. Surely you can't fall out with Coutinho. Do you know? Like I know he was. The only thing he went against everything I disagree with as well. So I always say we should never refuse to play for your club. That's what I always say. You should never refuse to play for your club. But in his case, it was a bit. It wasn't like it was. It was Barcelona at the time. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say. It was Barcelona at the time. They were a massive club. They were fucking huge. When was the last time they won the Champions League? Because he was in the Barcelona team that we knocked out, wasn't he? Was he not in that? Was he in the Barcelona team that we knocked out? Yeah, he obviously must have been in the Barcelona team that we knocked out. He was definitely in the Barcelona team that we knocked out. Was he in the Barcelona team that we knocked out? Do you know what's mad? I'm always on my phone and I feel like I cut it off. And when I cut my phone off, I don't get messages and that. Slow, bro. You are slow, but all right. Guess what? Right. So guess this. I have a race, right? I have a race. We're in Frankfurt. It's the last day of Frankfurt. But listen, I want everyone. Don't talk about slot. Don't talk about Vegas. Let's talk about my race. But this race is important, right? So me and German Kev, yeah. We're arguing in the. Are we arguing in the airport? Or are we arguing in the? Where are we arguing? We're arguing either in. No, not obviously not the airport. We're arguing on the train about who's fast. I say, listen, I'm fast. He says he's fast. He shows me a video of him racing his mate, and he beats his mate, but he's not fast in the video. I show him a video of me beating my mate, and I'm whipping. I think more. I wonder if everyone's got one video of him racing someone. You know what I mean? Because we both had one to pull out, be a German Kev, and I'm rapid. I am fast. I'm fast. Think about how my body shape is. Obviously, I'm usually out of shape and overweight, but I'm all leg. I'm 6 foot, but I'm just all leg. I reckon I'm 3 3'7" legs. More legs than I am up a bit finger. I've got strides and I'm fast, and that's a fact. People know I've raced loads of people. Do you know what, right? Oh, can I expose myself? But then again, who's going to watch these, right? So I ain't going to have this on Saturday. So we're having a big rematch. Kev beat me. But the conditions were terrible. I was in 110s. I was in 110s with, do you know, combats were the warm and you've got plenty of pockets, but they're not stretchy. They're just not stretchy at all. And you might think this is excuses, but you can't. Anyone who's got combats with a big side pockets, which are perfect for when you're like flying around and you've only got you want to be able to put your passports in your pocket and that, you need more pockets. So I had them on the last day, but I do wear them a lot anyway. And I had them on 110s, yeah. So obviously, and one thing I'll say, he was in running trainers, normal pants. But one thing, and this is another excuse, but at the time I did say this, I think, it was slippy, yeah, and 110s are slippy, I'll tell you, 110s, and I think Crocs are the two slippiest things ever. 110s are slippy, why have they got no grip? You slip on 110s are the most slipped in trainers in kitchens, I guarantee it. And I don't even like 110s. I've had four different types of 110s ever. No, that's a lie, because I used to, other than fake 110s when I was like 15 from Cheetah Mill, they would stay. Do you remember the Jamaican 110s? Every fucking weekend for about 6 weeks, I went to Cheetah Mill because there'd be rumours that the Jamaican 110s were in stock. And I like called Ash Lewis. Big fucking. What happened to Off Topic streams you did? Do you know what? I was thinking that the other day. John, what happened to John? If me and John had just carried on them podcasts once a week, we could have retarded something enough into being good, bouncing off each other. And do you know what? Thingy's doing now, Dom, he's a scout. Dom wouldn't have been able to do it anyway. He doesn't even do his own podcast anymore. Dom's a scout for Blackpool, he's smashing it. How mad's that? From the fucking, no then, yeah, Dom was the most analytic. Dom's a fucking scout, mate, for Blackpool, smashing life. So I must imagine he's so he used to come on, he used to do a podcast with us and have me telling him what's what about football. just thinking he's just like a normal football lad, and he's fucking clued up enough to be a scout for a team. But I was still telling me, and I bet, well, listen, he weren't against Slot last season. He was fucking wrong about Slot. That's the worst thing. But so people like him, I don't imagine will. But believe me, and I'm still not doing it now. I'm not going to say I told you so. I know it sounds like a big I told you so, because I don't want to tell you so. I especially didn't think I'll be telling you so now, this early. His head has fell off. You must be able to see how much his head has fell off. His head's fell off. Even with the thing. Why have we gone and spent 100 million, 110 million? I don't know what, because I can't remember. I don't remember what was in euros or what was in pounds on the best number 10. Undoubtedly, there's not even a pundit alive, even me, who will go against the grain. And just for the sake of it sometimes, but who has said Wirtz is going to be a failure, because everyone knows how good Wirtz is. He's unbelievable. Best 10 on the planet by a mile. He's sick. That's why we had to pay big money for him. That's why Madrid wanted him. That's why Munich wanted him. And we paid big money for him. Can't believe if he switched on, he must be sat in his fucking seats up at home sometimes, probably his place. I bet he does the same as me, where I sometimes just zone out and think of fucking Bobby. I bet he does the same about that conversation, sat with Slot. Fucking, he'll be playing PlayStation and his players will just stop moving because he just goes into a zone thinking about the first time he sat down with Klopp, and Slot told him about his vision for what he was going to be in the club, and he fucking believed it. And now he's stuck with this fucking idiot in charge. So anyone, you can stop me if anything I'm saying is wrong. So if a few of us believe it, or a lot of us believe it, or at least some of us believe it, and it's not just nonsense, right? How have we signed the best number 10 that exists in football and two strikers? So a number 10 and two strikers, and the formation we play with now, it just plays with one striker, no number 10. One striker, no number 10. We've spent 300 and what? So what have we spent? 125 on Isak. That's in pounds, in it. Ekatike ended up being like, what was he like? Fucking, I honestly don't know. Was it in the, we're at 100 million, we're at 9, but we weren't sure we didn't pay as much as that. I remember thinking he was great value when they started paying all the madness for like that Sesko and fucking, and the one you've got, the fucking German guy, Wolfram. We got a fucking well better deal for Ekatike than them two fucking losers. But then again, we paid 125 million for fucking Isak, man. I can't believe it. Isak. What did I miss? And obviously nothing. He will never hit the ground for us. He's fucking poo. He ain't got the physicality or anything to be good for Liverpool. But we're not even giving him a chance. Salah, is it that time? Is he not sad? Do you know what the saddest thing is about with Salah? If I was ready for this, but 2 years ago, I was all for Salah out. It was back ended. Even that, it wasn't just last season when he was really good, because I'd done it from the season before that. Was he good that season? But anyway, I hated him big time. I wanted him gone. Jim Morgan. Yes, lad. See you Saturday. I will be at the Hotel Anfield, watching the game at Hotel Anfield. Who's going to come down? Do you know what? Actually, it gets actually busy during the game, but with different. It's mad. So right, get this, yeah. So you only notice this when you watch it in the King Gary. Yes, celebration in the King Gary, Hotel Anfield. Right, watch this. I'll get my hands back. So you've got the people who watch it before the game, yeah. And then get this, people who watch it before the game and then go in the ground. Why are all these coming up? They won't understand this, but I know, because I watch it in the Hotel Anfield. It's like crew swap. So from there to know, all the people who go to the game just leave, and that's 90% of this boozer, imagine. And then people who don't go to the game come in, the same lot, regulars from both sides. And then usually when the game finishes, a lot of them get off. But obviously, that's why it can be packed at night, because some of them will stay to get good positions. But it's like two different crews. So yeah, you'll see me Saturday, Jamie, at the Hotel Anfield. Are you a Villa fan or a Liverpool fan? I'm only messing. Imagine he loses to Villa. Imagine he loses to Villa and then loses to Madrid, which are two easy chances to lose. But I still wouldn't sack him. You know what's worse? I can't be. I hate him, and we should obviously sack him. But how do you sack a manager that's just won you the league? I used to make deals with myself, before when the. Obviously, now it's happened, it's different, but the COVID one didn't happen. I used to still say, even till like last year, if I win the league, I don't care if we have 3 bad. I bet anyone who's watching this or watches this will admit to himself, they said at one point, and Rob, you probably say it now, because what's to say Newcastle can't win a league? Imagine, especially when we'd never won it. I used to imagine it more before the COVID one, but then I don't know, it's weird how we won it, polluted it. But then, I used to always say, win it once, I'll have 3 fingers. But imagine winning the league. Imagine winning the league. We never fucking won the league all through my life. And then he won. And then he won us the first proper, and it kills me. Why did Klopp get off? Why didn't he just hang about? City were always going to have a bad season eventually. And Arsenal, fucking Arsenal. Even Arsenal now are just going to run away with it, because they're going to get a proper commanding lead. They're going to do it exactly. See, I always worry me. I always think with these Klopp title races, would we ever have won them? That's what's a bit sad about Klopp. Would we ever have won them all? Because Klopp, yeah, for his faults, and it'll get you through. He wins you things that you shouldn't, and it's unbelievable. But he's emotional. That's why. You think, who the fuck are you to say this? But again, there must be people who will agree with this. Klopp's that emotional and that in and that. I think he used to get too emotional on finals and that, and it went through to the players. And in title races, he was always just behind. You know what I mean? And then the reason why we won it, even this time again, really, but under Klopp especially, was we had a commanding lead. We couldn't blow it. It was just momentum then. Anytime we was in a close title race, we lost the title. That's the sad thing about Klopp. But it was by the laws of average. He was about to have a good season and go again and win it again. And imagine Klopp left then. If he did a fucking Fergie where he had one more, if Klopp's arm, I've had this argument about 100 times. I had this argument on the train home from fucking Chelsea, right? Where someone said, who was it? Who was I arguing with on the train? And I said, was it Seb? No, Seb would never say that. Maybe, no, Jay would never say that. Who have I argued with? And maybe some people in here would be on the other side of this argument. And if you're a fucking moron. Said if Klopp was in charge last season, we wouldn't have won the league. Are you fucking out of your mind? Do you think Slot can get, and you can say, yeah, he can get more out of them, but you got to think that basically that squad got to a fucking all 4. Could have won the league, lost on the last day. Could have won the Champions League, lost in the final, and then won the 2 other trophies. I know the season after we never had. What did we do the season after? No, that was it. The season after we just got top 4, didn't we? Last. Oh, we won the League Cup. Yeah, it wasn't a great season his last season, but we always had a bad season and then turned it around. His thing was intense, and you could fucking have a bad season, and the year after, every time. Paris was after our worst season ever. The year we got to the final in Paris, we only just got into the Champions League again on the last day, and that was fucking that 10. That's why I got food poisoning, man, from the ground. Can you believe I did that? Fucking pies on the game against Crystal Palace. Pies were like £1 or £1.50 or something. Must have been because he must have had fucking millions of pies that were running out of date from just being shut in COVID, and they were fucking. I bought fucking about 4 of them, meat and potato pies. Well, all the pies. No, it was just meat and potato pies, definitely. That were that price. I bought 4 about. No, I didn't buy 4. I bought 3 meat and potato pies and just fucking scrammed them all, and definitely got food poisoning. 1,000,000% got food poisoning. Because all I had that day, I used to always blame it on the omelette I had that morning, but I could get fucking food poisoning off an omelette, and it wasn't even a fucking an omelette you can get it off, because I'd copied I remember this day like I can remember it like yesterday because we was going out as well after the game. Me, Louis, and fucking Ray and the Ben were going out, and because I was on the couch curled up, going, I can't fucking go out. I need to go home. They were terrorizing me, going live on fucking Instagram and that. Everyone's fucking calling me a pussy and all this, giving me all shit because I can't go out. And I fucking drove home and lay on the couch for 3 days. 3 fucking days. I lost about a stone. Sad, you know. I've just thought about the one person who came around and brought me loads of Ribena and shit and fucking sweets on like day 3. Just had some bad news about him as well. You know, I've not spoken about anything. Half an hour and I haven't spoken. Well, what was I say? I've not spoken about Slot. It's always spoke about his Slot. But honestly, he's an idiot. But I just think he won us the league. You can't sack. And how do you sack? How can you sack him? He has to have the end of the season. It's terrible because I hate him, but you have to give him to the end of the season to sort his mess out because he's just won us the league. But then again, you're just throwing a full year away. But I feel like it just has to be just because we're Liverpool. You can't sack a fucking league-winning manager before Christmas. Liverpool, by the way, I know we've been took over by fucking these Americans, and it's like people think things are all right that aren't all right anymore. But you cannot sack Liverpool Football Club. Can't sack the manager after fucking 4 bad months after we won a league. We've won 2 leagues, bear in mind, in 30 years. Don't start thinking it's a fucking regular occurrence. I hate when fucking Sky say that all the time. They've won two titles in the last 4 years or something, acting like we didn't just go fucking like 30 or whatever it ended up being in the end before that. So he's just won us a league title, so you can't sack him, but fuck me, mate. He's a fucking idiot. Will he drop Salah? I feel like if he just drops Salah and plays Verts as a 10 and the 2 strikers, instantly better. And doesn't that narrow the pitch as well? So we stop getting terrorised. I'm all for long throws and stuff like that. Why would you not make the best of it? But I've said that on here. I've said, why are we not? That was definitely, must have been the last one or the one before that where I said, why do we not fucking make more of set plays than that? The one set play I can remember there must have been more, but I've probably not gone on to them. The one set play I can remember was vividly a set play where we've done it off the training ground was the one against City, and it fucking went in, and it was sick. The little pass to fucking Slobozai, wasn't it? Who laid it off to Salah, boom, went in, sick goal, and it went in. And I don't think I've never really seen us doing a one after that. I know long throws a bit like, yeah, I think you get lucky with that. Players, surely clubs are not going out and buying have they worked out that it will be a net positive with all the data and that to have like a proper cart horse like Delap? Do you remember Delap? He was, even in a bad Stoke side, he was a bad player. But he used to get him like, say like 7 direct assists and probably, what would you say, 15 assists of assists, if you say that, where it's him to someone. If you've got a fullback who's directly involved in like 25 goals a season, that like doesn't matter how bad he is at defending, you can make that up. But that's a lot of goals in a lot of games. 1-0, one goal in a game that can win you 1-0 and stuff. That was bad. Shoe on him into that Stoke side. Did he play centre mid? He was a centre mid. No, he was a right midfielder, wasn't he? Right mid. He was bad. That Stoke side was good though. You remember Ricardo Fuller? Who was his? And then Kenwin Jones was at Stoke, but that was the back end. Who was Stoke strikers the first year they came up? It was Ricardo Fuller and someone else. And they had Delap. It was even before Crouch went there and that. Who was the first year? They were good. Were they good? I don't know. And then it was what happened to Shawcross, because he had that bad injury, didn't he? Shawcross, he was fucking, honestly, sitting here now for the life, mate. I can't think of it. Do you know how sick is that, by the way? I've just caught that. Look at this, yeah. So, my hair's terrible, but look at that. Oh, it's the wrong way around. See, I get it. I can never get the grasp of that, the ring one. Right, me and Charlie, I've not spoken with that. Me and Charlie went to the fucking Crawford versus Canelo fight. Sickest. Has anyone been to Vegas in here? I feel like people I've spoken to, it's very 50-50, you know. I was not that keen on Vegas, you know. I'm not massively keen on Vegas. I love LA. We went to LA, and I'm glad we did more days in LA. We did. Did we do more days in LA? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 3. Then, same, 4 in each. Anyway, I thought we did more. Maybe just felt like it because it was better. But Vegas, if I went into Vegas, I feel like Vegas is too. Do you know what it is? I've said this to a couple of people now, and I hope someone agrees. It's the vibes of Vegas. I feel like everyone's just like angry in Vegas. Is it like a fucking Charlie up city or something, mate? Everyone's fuming, I guess. And you know what? Those. But then again, we never even went properly into fucking Vegas. We had a shit time in Vegas, really, but we didn't plan it. I feel like what I need to do next time I go to Vegas, we're gonna go get March for the UFC, and me and Seb. And I feel like not accept earlier that I don't give a fuck about. Go out one night, the night of the fight. Stay out after the night of the fight and have a proper mad one after that. In like, do whatever. Go out, go to the fucking strip or whatever, or go to that Fremont Street and bounce between the two, just having a mad wild night. Yeah. After you've been to an event, and then the other day is just fucking write the night off and go to a pool party and get blitzed during the day, and then do something like, what can you do? What would you suggest? Or after the pool party? The pool parties only last till a certain time. But going out in Vegas is definitely fucking. It's not for me. It's too hectic. It's too fucking mad. I can't do loud. Nightclubs are terrible to me. It's like awful. I've mentioned you in this. How can I say I forgot about you, Kira? I was reading that in my head. I've mentioned you in this, Kira. I've mentioned you. I mentioned you're not even in glowing terms. It's not even a nice thing. I've just spent half an hour fucking. Do you know what? I'd like if the worst bit is, I shouldn't have got stoned for this because the things I've said about Slot are not really coherent, and I have got serious things to say about fucking Slot. Can you believe that? Can you believe how quick things went to shit? Right, get this, yeah. So, and yeah, obviously they were nice. Our group chatted lately. I know, but life's mad at the minute. Can you imagine this? You're putting me off topic with thingies. When are you coming to Dublin? Our group chat's dead. Soon, and I agree with Slot. Yes! And I didn't think you'd turn this quick, Kira. So you're fucking terrible. She says, I agree with you. I think I agree with. She says she's just put about you. Sorry, I'm drunk, but she's saying she agrees with me, and she agrees that Slot's shit, but she loved him. She loved him last season. So how can you turn in this quick? Kira, though, what does your dad say about him? Because your dad knows ball. I want to know what your dad thinks about Slot. Her dad will definitely be the same, but with the best intentions. He'll be, you can't sack a manager. He won us the league last season, but he's saying it from a place of he'll probably like Slot. I'm saying that just by some like old-fashioned what's right time. Fucking time. How much time can you give a fool like this? He's a fucking idiot. You know what the worst part that's going to happen is he's going to lose to Villa, but he's going to beat Madrid. He's going to beat Madrid, and that's how he's going to fucking get his. That's how he's going to get his fucking his big break. And do you know what? We might get. We'll never win it. I promise you, Slot will never be a Champions League winning manager, and we might get to the quarterfinals or semi-finals. And imagine the semi-final, we'll end up like Arsenal. Imagine excited. And do you know what? If we got to the semi-finals of the Champions League, it'd kill me because I would have accepted finishing fourth. I would have probably accepted finishing fifth after winning the league. After all the years of just wanting to win the league, I probably would have accepted finishing fifth. But imagine a Champions League semi-final and fourth, you can't sack him again. That's just a normal season. Then you go again. So we would have got another season, but I don't think he's even going to get that. He can't do. He's getting nothing right. Why? I feel like everyone's saying it. Right. Why is Kurt? I know you just want to bet him in. Maybe he's just thinking. Do you know what? Maybe we should all just shut up. And he's just thinking. Listen, we'll just keep at this, and then you will all fucking click. You don't need to be that good in this league. I know Arsenal looks like Arsenal are pulling away, but it only takes. United are above Liverpool, right? We won 5 games in a row, right? We're top of the league. Everyone was saying it's Liverpool's to win. It's over. Even in my head, I was thinking, fucking, I can't believe this guy's going to win 2 back-to-back. I'm finished. This guy's going to win 2 Premier Leagues back-to-back. And obviously, it's in. I know it's going to be going, the money they spent. And we did spend big money. That's another thing. Why is he under pressure? I said from the start of the season, listen, pressure's on now. Sorry, I'm late. Fire alarm off. Fuck off, bro. Do you know what? Paddy, was your old account a thingy though as well, a moderator? I don't feel like he should fucking deserve it. He fucking made, but you know, you made a new account just so you could chat. This is proof I'm being shut down by the higher ups because Paddy's about the 4th person who's said, and he's proof. This is proof of concept. We're not making this up. He would be chatting live in this. At first, I thought they'd be until it happened to like 2-3 people. I thought they were chatting shit, and then they proved it to me. They were showing it on. And there's been you who's made a new account. And Rob, you never made a new account for that. What happened to you, Rob? You fucking sleazy bastard. Why have you made a new account? Always Rob one of them. I don't think Rob. You weren't one of them, Rob, was you? Just randomly stopped letting me send. No, but you were sending them, and it was showing on your thing, wasn't it? It's a fucking nightmare. But you made a new account. But yeah, I can't remember what I was saying about slot now. What was I saying about slot then? Why did I get off fucking Vegas and LA? I want to talk about LA, mate. LA is the sickest place in the world. Do you know what? I can't wait to do this. We're doing the same. Do you know what? I don't know why it is. So because that trip never quite went right in my head, because LA was amazing, but just didn't have the greatest time in Vegas, and I still feel like I could have done even more in LA and even fucking had a better time in Vegas. I'm like, let's do it again. Let's do it again. So me and Seb are going doing it in March, and we're going to do the same trip. Do you know what killed me in Vegas as well? And it's an excuse. But it's a reason, like, is it? But no one will dispute what I'm saying. You can't believe we did it. So between me and Charlie, throughout the first couple of days of us being there, where we're talking to our just people in life about fucking, they'll be like, "Oh, have you drove to Vegas?" And we're like, "Yeah, we drove to Vegas," and we're chatting to them. And every single person we talked to also like Si, my mate, and then obviously, I was going to say his name on here, and round the bend. I cringe having to say that, but it's round the bend. They've both done the drive before. They were the ones who were telling me the drive's so sick, and both of them were like, because you know how we did the drive, me and Charlie. Charlie was getting fucking skitted for it by fucking strangers because of how fucking bad it was. By straight, just random American birds. Didn't say it to him. They said to me, he said, "Excuse me, mate," and I went, "Yeah." She went, "Do you want to tell your mate that, no, does your pasty fucking mate know he's burning?" He showed us with red. Do you know what we did? We fucking drove to Vegas 4.5 hours from LA with the fucking top down in this convertible the whole way. Not a second of it was a top up. From the second we left Popeyes and got in the car to drive to Vegas, the top was down. Yeah, we stopped twice at different random fucking little station things and fucking put the top up at that time. That's it. It's the only time the top was up. From about so I always Luke Thomas and fucking Brian Campbell. The Forest game. There's no way. But listen, we've just been talking about this, Kira. Kira, why is your name different as well? Why is it showing everyone's name is different? Kira, I've just been saying, yeah, I go up to Anfield, yeah, and I have to fucking go and watch it in the Hotel Anfield. And listen, it's good watching it in there, and I can start going back in the ground at the end of the season. Can't wait to the end of the season so I can start getting back in the fucking ground with all my mates, yeah. But there's no way I'm going and watching Forest at home in a fucking pub, mate. No way. Not coming to Forest. It's impossible. I'm coming up from Madrid. Why are you not going to Madrid? Madrid's a big game. Why? So you only come over. Why would someone fly over from fucking Ireland to watch fucking Nottingham Forest at home? I can't believe I knew people, not new people, hundreds of people who went to the fucking Palace game. Could you imagine going to that Palace game ever again? And you're like, only if you had kids, only to take your kids. Fuck that Palace game, mate. No way. Even win, lose, or draw, that Palace game, we're fucking going. No tickets. Don't start getting sad in here. But yeah, so listen, the drive to Vegas, this is the important stuff. This is the fun stuff. Did it fucking, the whole thing top down. From when we got, the hot dog, I bought a free, and do you know what? I was paid for it big time at the end. Don't know why. I think my stomach's as invincible as it used to be. But I bought, do you know these famous, loads of Americans talk about them, the fucking, when you go to these gas stations, the certain type of them, they have the $3 hot dog meal. And it's a fucking proper hot dog with a bun that you get out of this fucking spinning thing, put it on your little bun, that's in a wrap, and a fucking proper drink and crisps, $3, £2 summer, right? And I've always wanted one because if you eat any shit, I feel like it's like that's something you want to eat. Luke Thomas and Brian Campbell argue over how bad it is that Brian Campbell gets one of these all the time. I'd get one all the time, £3 for a hot dog meal, and the hot dog's fucking nice. It's one of them scruffy. They don't look like hot dogs though. It's mad. I was looking at the thing and I thought that was something. Charlie will back me up because he even said what like type of fucking meat starter. I said I don't know. It looked like something that was filled with cheese or something, like it was something wrapped in something. And then I was like, nah, that is the hot dogs. And then from that point on, I had my top off. My fucking topless, driving with it through the desert. I said to someone, who was we? Charlie's not here. Why am I talking to Charlie's if he's sat here? We were talking to someone and I was saying, it was when we was watching, it was in some sports bar. And no, not sports bar. Do you know when the casino has a bar in the middle of the bar, and we was chatting to the yank next to us who said about being in the middle of Vegas is well to what you can't fucking. Oh, was it the guy next to us? Well, it was the guy next to me because he was from like Arizona. Where was he from? And I was chatting to the fucking guy next to me in the fight, not the guy in the fucking thingy. He was saying to us, Charlie, well, do you know what I'm saying? Keep talking to Charlie. Charlie will watch this. And he was saying to us about it's too hot. You can't just have like. So I was saying, why is there not more things in that space between LA and fucking Vegas? That's a fucking sick like. Imagine living that close to LA and Vegas if you could just live swap bang in the middle. Like I know there is places there, but like more places. And he's like, mate, some parts of that thing you're well too hot to just be living in. Oh my god! You got to think I'm black, and my thing has been, and I've done it. I must have said it on here again, but it doesn't matter. I'll just say it again. Anthony Smith said on the Michael. I think what is the thing with them two as well? They never talk about it. Nothing, but they must work with each other on UFC at times as well. But they don't do the podcast together. And for them to have not said anything, they have obviously fell out, or they would have said something that makes it like obviously. Do you know what I mean? They would obviously have said something. I was saying then, yeah, and he said about if you mix race, yeah, you badly burn once a year, and then that's it after that. Yeah, and I never used to understand where I burned because I used to get bad sunburn, but I'm glad he said that. I'm glad I found that out because I used to get terrorized by sunburn. I used to like overly put sun cream on every holiday, and I used to always, it was a joke between me and my mates for years that I used to wear Factor 30 religiously because I'd had bad sunburns, bad sunburns where they'd ruined holidays. I remember getting sunburn in Kavos the third time I went, and it was fucking, and I was raw like the. It was just it was a heat wave. It was like 40 odd degrees for fucking, well, not 40, it was like 42, 41, 42 degrees, but for like, we went for 10 days and it was like that for fucking, could you imagine that? 10 nights, not 10 days. We did 10 nights in Kavos because the first time we went, the first year, we was fucking just mad little kids and went for a fucking year, for 7 days. And it was one of them where we went in a fucking shop. They must have seen us fucking coming, this bird estate agent. And they sold us these dog shit flights, yeah. We landed at about 20 past 11 at Corfu Airport that night, and that was one of our days. I had to get like a 2-hour fucking bus to fucking Kavos that stopped at every hotel. Fucking commission she must have made on that shit holiday. And that was the whole, do you know what? There was a big argument between us and the hotel owner and I still fucking speak to him on Instagram to this day, Philios, who owned the sickest hotel there, that Island Beach Resort. And because I said, listen, we're not these idiots. He saw what they used to do is he had a picture of the main Island Beach Resort, yeah. And that was the fucking, he would sell this year. They won't do it anymore. And then pictures of all that. Am I giving away his big fucking anyway? He had something in the text that you should read, and to know that you're not getting what you're seeing quite, you're getting something else, but you can use these facilities, yeah. But we didn't fucking book that. I remember at the time making sure we never booked that, and he ended up admitting, yeah, they had overbooked it and he said you can get at least a couple of people like this who you can just fuck them off. And usually just the later ones. So our flight was that. He admitted this to us, but he admitted it to us. I was like, listen, bro, I don't give a fuck if you got graphs. But we like got mates with him. We watched fucking Skepta from the top of his fucking, from the has anyone been to Kavos Island Beach Resort? The fucking, can you believe how this is how small, not small, because he wasn't small, but I feel like no one just gave a fuck about him. There were 6 of us who started watching it up there, and 4 of us got off. 4 of our mates got off and left. Fucked off and didn't watch the rest of Skepta. He's set in Kavos. Whilst better, they went to Snobs instead. Went and listened to Skepta in Snobs instead of watching Skepta live because he was just whatever back then. Mad how all them blew up. People like Skepta and that, they were fucking terrible. And he said to us, he admitted to us, yeah, they'll overbook it by a couple on some of the later flights because by the time you get there at 2 in the morning, that you've been traveling all day, you're a fucking kid. You'll just put up with it. And I said, no, we're not putting up with it. So we did put up with it, but we got a big thing. We all got it cost really at the time. We thought we got a big win, but he said, listen, I don't ever give it. We ended up getting free aircon in all our rooms, free safety deposit boxes for us all, and €150 each. That's a lot for 6 to spend at the bar. Bear in mind, Kavos, it was cheap. We were buzzing with it. That's why I got a bit. But then, and he knows this now. I promise you, I didn't do it at the time to get it to get out of. I suppose I did. So fucking, me and Ash shared a room. Ash backed me up. You know what? I don't think Ash would watch these, but I do post them on Instagram and he follows me on Instagram. So maybe we follow each other. We're good mates, but I wouldn't watch his if he did this. He backed it by making it look more of a crime scene. But I don't know what if. So anyway, listen, I'm out here and been drinking. We've been drinking all day, and we ate. I can't remember what I ate, but I ate some bad food. I'm in my stomach feeling bad anyway, and I needed a shit. I needed one bad, and you're not. There's one thing. Listen, even now when I'm not that arsed even more, there's no way you're shitting in them like toilets in the fucking like Havos and that, mate. It used to just be. Sometimes, do you remember the one in fucking Rock In Rock Out, the one where you paid €7 and got an hour of free drinking? The toilets there, it was. I don't know how they got away with it. It must have they just built like they outlooked the club. Like if you had your door up, they were just cubicles on the club. Like you open the door and there was a part of where you were dancing. Not a club, it was like a little bar that had a tiny bar. So some of them toilets were fucking rotten. So tried getting back to my try to isolate back in the door. And so when we'd gone out, you had to double lock your door, and I double locked our door, but it was dodgy. We couldn't get the key to do the second lock. You know, you're messing about with the handle and all that, but these handles were shit. We're messing about with the handle, we're twisting the key at a different angle, and finally it like clicked. Sort of went off in my head, but didn't think nothing of it. Goes out, we're buzzing, we're fucking out, yeah. And then comes back for a shit, couldn't get it open, the lock was fucked, so I fucking blasted the door off. Waiting at this shit, thought, oh, what have I done? Obviously, I pissed at me. I remember you used to get pissed at your head, used to be when you was a kid. That was before anyone did anything as well, so you'll just solely, they were the best days. You were just solely pissed out your head. You were just pissed. There was no drugs involved or nothing, just pissed out your head. Good old fashioned, blitzed, but pissed. Pissed out your head, yeah. Blasted the fucking door off. Goes and fucking runs to. So what was good about that Rock In Rock Out was it was facing the entrance to where our little gaffs were, the annex that we had to fucking put up with. The next year we went, we actually stayed in the fucking main gaff, and it was sick. Well, no, it was the third year. I went 4 years. We went to Cavos 4 fucking times. Because it was my first lad's holiday. I never let go of it. But every time was good. The third year was probably the worst one. But I think that was a sunburn as I went back to the sunburn. So yeah, that's one of the sunburns that terrorised my life. And I used to fucking layer up. And then Anthony Smith said, you burn once at the start of the year, that's it. You will never get sunburn again all that year. I don't know what happened. He even said, and I don't know what it is. It's like someone just must switch on the next year. Don't know. Maybe my body's recovered enough from sunburn. But I get sunburn early and then never sunburn again, ever. And I sunburned. I remember a couple of years ago when I went to Egypt, I sunburned in April. Best thing, on 2 days left of the holiday, I got bad sunburn in April. And with 2 days left of the holiday. So I only had to deal with it for like a full day and then a day traveling and then come home and be sunburned in England, deal with it in the temperature of England in April and then be fucking... It's impossible for the sun to even affect me for a year. Best year ever. And I even got that type of sunburn in May. When I went to fucking do all that in Spain for my granddad in May with me and JJ, I got bad sunburn up there. I was telling my mates on the fucking the second to last day, I've got bad sunburn. I can't believe how burnt I am for some of this. And it was hot there, yeah. So, but then all summer I've been living easily, not thinking about getting burnt at that. And then fucking that drive, it's everyone like, if you look on Google, it tells you not to do it, but it was sick at the time. Obviously, it was windy. It was fucking unbelievable at the time. We had a fucking sick time. The drive, I just need to go back and have a better time because the drive was one of the best times I've ever had. One of the best times I've had. Not ever had. But it was the best. I meant to probably say it was one of the best parts of that holiday. If you had to put like top 5 moments of an holiday in like walking up the Hollywood sign, I've done that twice now, Stone, both times, and it's sick. It's a hike. It is quite like a big hike in it, but it's not at all either because it's what is it like fucking 2 hours or something? Not even that, about an hour and a half. So it's horrible for about an hour and a half because it's quite up to get it to be an hour and a half. But then it's dead quick, dead easy on the way down. The only thing that's bad on the way down is it's tougher on your knees when you're walking. Anyway, talking about this, LA, man, I just love LA. And then the drive would definitely be one of the fight. The fight's obviously number one. The fight was fucking sick. But do you know what was hard about the only thing about them? What boxing is, yeah. And I've been to boxing card. Never been to like a boxing card in America or like to that. Oh no, I haven't been to Crawler in America. That was the first time I went to LA. LA's sick. Both times I've been to LA, it's the sickest. That's more my vibe. Chilled, fucking potheads. That's what's well better. Vegas feels aggy, and I can't deal with aggy. Vegas feels aggy. I was talking about aggy, but there's no one who could ever. So now it's got cold here when I have a joint outside. Well, I've only just really thought this before, but look, I've still got the fucking split. I mean, knuckle hurts were a bit that guy, that. But then I always think, well, when I hit that fucking guy called Steve, do you know what he's saying now? He's just going to be like, we're slagging off on here. Someone showed me in the group chat where he's now backtracking and maintaining. I hit him with a key. That's what set me off the second in the thing where I said, mate, don't be. When I seen him in the train station, I said, don't be accusing me of hitting you with a key. Well, I never hit him with a key. I would never fucking key, mate. This is what I was saying to it. We'd never checked in our gaff or nothing like that, and even then you don't get a key. Why would I have anywhere on my persons a fucking key? I'm not going to tell anyone on here live what I do with my keys, but the most I would have is my car key. And I always have my car key with me on holiday, and I fucking put it to the depth of my bag. I'm terrified of ever losing my car key or passport or anything. They go to the depth of my bag and they never move until I get back. What key would I fit in with it? This is when you know when someone's lying, because the story just doesn't make sense, mate. We're in the middle of fucking Barcelona waiting to get on the train to Girona. No one's checked into hotels or nothing. It says everything with a key. Obviously, he's just saying it. Everyone who's there knows it wasn't a key. Even he admitted it wasn't a key in the fucking train station, but I think he was probably just pissed and he said, I've hit him with a fucking key, mate. Look, my knuckle's still fucked. I only smacked him once, yeah. And so it would be impossible to have hit him with a key and then my hand, and it do what he did to my hand. There was a hole in my hand. And anyway, as I was saying then, because it's the first time it's been cooled, isn't it? Nah, it was cool. Yeah, but then it was fucked then. When it was all through it being cooled, it was a fucking big hole, a big infected hole. It hurts in the cold. No one can say I was aggy for that, mate. Fuck me. But do you know what? I can't believe my fucking... That shows how nice and how sound I am, mate. He's fucking 7 infractions before I fucking hit him, and I'm terrified of ever punching ever again with that, because it hurts every time I catch it. And everything. Seb did the same thing in Benidorm. He punched a punch machine and he's hit the metal, and he's fucking, what's it called? He's done the same but on a different knuckle, and he says the same. You're paranoid about it, because it hurts to split your fucking knuckle big time. But that's what Vegas feels, Aggie. do you know what I mean? So I'm not a gambler at all. I don't know if Charlie is. I thought Charlie liked a little bet, but he didn't have a bet. We only, between the two of us, in the whole of Vegas, the whole time we were there, we gambled with my $120. I had this crusty $20, yeah, that I had where had I got that $20 from? Because it was, when had I been to America before? Recently. I had $20 on me. Where did I get that $20 from? Did someone give me $20? Anyway, I had $20, but it was crusty, a crusty $20. And I was saying, like, when we put this in the machine, we'll put this in the machine, and we kept like not doing it, because obviously we were just going in the places where the machines weren't having a drink anyway. You don't need to gamble. If people say you get free gamble, all them will let you free drinks, but all them were saying it's bullshit, because nowadays, they said, like, loads of people saying it was like this before COVID and that, but so many things have changed since after COVID. Like, it's well expensive now after COVID, they were saying. And the people back in the days, they'd get you pissed and that, but now they barely even serve you when you sat at the machines. Especially in the gaps we were in. The Bellagio on that, though, is sick, innit? But I feel like we had one drink in that Bellagio fucking bar with a piano, and it was I had a Coke, and I think he had a fucking Sprite. We went to that NFL, mate. The NFL is the worst. They look rubber, lad. What looks rubber? Man, did you see fucking answer that age ago? What were we talking about? I've just read that. I want to piss myself. 56 minutes we've been on for this for ages. What's he saying? Do you know what was I going to say then? Oh my God, I actually was going to say something then. What UFC? What was the UFC that's just been? Tom Aspinall, that was it. You didn't gamble, so you don't get drinks. What do you mean? No, we didn't want drinks. We didn't gamble or want drinks. I'm saying, is it actually true that if you sit and gamble, they'll bring you drinks fast? Because everyone was saying, nah, you don't get the drinks. You see, they were like, if you're going to serve you, in their American accent, telling us it's shit, they don't serve you. But that's in like the Palms and that. From age ago, that were petrol station hot dogs in America. Yeah, they do look rubber. But at least you go back to them. $3 though, how can you mess with it? Yeah, it is true. What, you do actually get the drinks? Oh, I'm right, and they don't serve you fast anymore. You were there recently as well, weren't you? I'm going back. Are you coming back in March with me and Seb, watching UFC? Can you believe the first time we decide we're going, they're not announcing the fucking dates. They won't announce that. They're not announcing the fucking dates for Vegas, because he's got this new Paramount deal. They've not even announced January's dates yet. They haven't even announced what's happening in January. We're going to be in November in 2 days. You get what you want. We gambled $20 about 3 p.m, walking to the pool, and won $75. You said you'd come. I know. I was going to say you said you'd come this one, but I know. Yes, come. It's going to be sick. And then we're just going to do the exact same thing. But we're not getting a convertible this time. But I can't believe you dissed our red convertible, you know. This is what... You can't be too cool to have a good time. Do you know how sick it was driving around in a fucking bright red fucking convertible? It was fucking sick. It was good. And do you know what? The 2-seaters, well, they are the 2 doors, not 2-seaters. They've got fucking 2 seats in the back, but there's no leg room. The 2-door ones are well better than the 4 doors. They look well better. It's just a fact. Because we even pulled off from next to no, we're not. We're not it must be a lag behind this. Now we're not getting a convertible. We won't get a convertible. But I liked having a convertible, but I don't need to have a convertible again. Some places you drive around, mate, as well in fucking where we were getting about, like watching things in LA, especially that fucking where we watched that Billy Martin, the fucking down in the El Rey Theatre, like in the proper. It's definitely like that's like the Hispanic area, isn't it? We went fucking watching it down there, and mate, I used to think like things would get robbed off the back seat. 3 million degrees. I know. That's what just fucked me. I was saying that, yeah. So I didn't even finish on that. I've never in my life ever, or promise ever, had sunstroke like that, and I've definitely said that a couple of times, but this was different. So we get there Friday, drive there Friday, get there late after not late, but get there about 7, check in, drop the car back off at Vegas airport, and then we don't have a car in Vegas. We have the car in LA. We fly back to LA. We didn't have. I would keep a car. Everyone said you don't need a car in Vegas. You don't need a car in Vegas. I would have kept the car in Vegas, but then you'd have to drive it back to LA instead of flying. It's well better to fly. Oh, no, you wouldn't have to. Well, flying home's well better. 40 minutes. They don't even check your ID or it's the most lax things ever. It's easier to get on the train. That's not really quite easy to get on the train. I need another drink. I need another drink, but I also need a piss. Yeah, so we get there quite late Friday. The fight's Saturday, so we just get up straight away. Fucking 11 in the morning, we were making vodka lemonades, and they're not trying to be like, oh, mad, but we woke up. We wasn't like still up and we're having vodka. I don't understand why. Because do you know sometimes when you get that panic where you think where the earliest any of these are going to fucking ring walk, and I only care about the main event. I don't care about a single other fight on the undercard. That's how shit that card was. The only first ever card, and it was with Dana White, the only first ever card that's dog shit that Turkey's put on, right? The undercard. And so they're not going to walk till 9:30 at the earliest, more like 10. And it was 3 o'clock, and I was fucking blitzed. Booked. 11 in the morning, we got up at whatever time. 11 in the morning, while we're waiting to just walk to the pool, we're making vodka lemonades. I don't know why. And then I made one, drank it, but we drank it before we got to the lift. So I thought, we'll just make another one then. Quickly went back to the room, made another. I didn't realise, why can't you just take your one bevy to your fucking... This is another thing about Vegas. You just won't get that in LA. It's fucking criminal. I should be able to take my one little... I should be able to... If I'm staying at the hotel, I should be... Man, you shouldn't. That's cheeky. My one little bevy, I should be able to finish that at the fucking seat. You can't be getting people to just neck that and throw it away. Why should I have to throw my a little thing I've took from the room? I'm staying in your gaff. Do you think I'm going to stay at the... Well, maybe there will be some scruffs that did. Do you think I'm going to stay at the pool with a fucking drink this big all day? Let me just take it to the drink, and then I'll pay you extortionate prices for your drinks. Them big slushies are bad, boy, though. Do you know when you break them down, they're not even that much of a rip-off, really. What are they like? They are a rip-off. What are they like, 50 quid? But they're fucking massive. And they're not shy, are they, on the fucking measurements and that? But nah, Vegas not. But yeah, so then that Saturday, we're just drinking all day, having a good time all day. So, like, you don't feel it. And then Sunday, and we had this stupid idea to swap from a hotel to get a sicker. We wanted to do a hotel where it's more just like get there and it be closest to things. And then Airbnb that was sick, where the gaff was sick. So we booked this sick Airbnb for the end of it. And moved on the Sunday. Why did we move gaffs on the Sunday? The roughest ever from going to the fight and being out all day and fucking after the fight, cracking on after the fight and that. And then there's literally no sleep and then having to check out. And then wait for ages as well because the fucking guy, I didn't realize until then that's what a condo was. Do you know what I did? Because I remember him when he buys a condo in Entourage, but I don't feel like I put 2 and 2 together and thought I would ever be renting a condo. I didn't realize a condo is in hotel where people make big hotels. They make the odd things that are like self-serving in the hotel, like a full room of fucking. I didn't even know that they make like a full room of. I knew Thingy bought a condo, and now I revision of it in Entourage. Not Entourage, yeah, it's Entourage, isn't it? He buys a condo, and it's fucking drama. No, not drama, and it's a fucking apartment in a hotel. Is that a thing? That is. Yeah, it is Entourage. Johnny Drama, man, what a legend. He was like, imagine if, then again, I don't think I'd watch it. Imagine if Entourage was out now, big Johnny Drama could be in like a social media world. Johnny Drama was the sickest guy ever. But that drive fucked us up. I, for the first time, peeled, but I wouldn't have had a hat on. Would have just finger. Me and Charlie, right? I need a picture of Charlie's hat, right? Look at this, yeah. We was arguing on the day whose hat was better. Not whose hat. We weren't arguing. But what we were saying is both hats were shit, basically, and that mine was a little bit better. Well, his was a little bit better than mine. Look at the hat he bought. Right? How shit's this hat? Now I think about it. And how sick's my hat? That's his, right? It's even got the Raiders thing on it, which you don't want. What his was a trucker hat. How sick is mine? Now I've come home. Why was I allowing my hat to be dissed? I've got the ring fucking thing there, and it's the date and everything. The sickest hat with the gloves and the Canelo Crawford is his poo. Terrible. Same price as well. I wish I'd bought more of them. Why do I always go to these things? I always think this is a time now where buy loads, and then you look on eBay. These hats are going for like 150 quid, and they were 40 quid, $40. Why don't I just buy 10? I had loads of room in my suitcase to just buy 10 and fucking get loads of money. But you know what it is with me? I'm a bad gambler. Like, in terms of bad gambler, I don't bet I bet tiny amounts all the time because I'm too scared to lose money. I need to go. I've been on for an hour and 5 minutes. I'm fucking starving. Did I manage to get it? Speak clearly enough about the fact that fucking this manager inherited an unbelievable side from Klopp. I know we'd always have dips. I know we had not the best season the year before, but every time we'd have the not best season, it's like our players like restarted at the end of it and went again hungry. We always had little not great seasons under Klopp and then went again and had a great season the year after. Every bad-ish season we had under Klopp, we did good things the year after. We would have definitely, yes, lad, yes, Danny, we would have definitely. He would have won the league. Obviously, if Slot won the league, he obviously would have won the league. Do you know what I mean? He got the same amount of points that season. The season before, where we thought it was not that good a season, he got the same amount of points as Slot won the league with. So he would have won the league again. So he inherited a good team. Didn't buy anyone. The team was gelled. Obviously, I think the Jota thing will be affecting him a bit more than he's given credit for. And it's a bit of a shitter that we had such a good start because the start was so good. It's almost like, is it because of I feel like we'd be getting more account for it if we hadn't started well, but we did start well. And then now and I said this, once he starts dismantling this team and I know he's probably not having that much to say on all the players, but he will definitely have a big say. He just won the fucking league, so it must have some like credence in when it comes to how much he gets to say about signings and that. But once he started dismantling this team, it was going to fuck up. And he doesn't even know our best team. He gets the fucking... Do you know, I need a piss. I don't even need to end this. I want to rant about Slot for a bit longer, and I'm just going to go and have a piss. We're going to have an interlude. I am literally going to piss besides. It's hard to go now. Do you know when you've been drinking all... Do you know what? I don't even know why I shut it off. I never shut it off when I go for a piss, do I? I was thinking that when I was having the piss, and I'm thinking I always shout stuff from here, but fucking freezing and windy it is. Do you know what it would have been usually at that point? I would have just been like, I need a piss, let's just get off. But no, do you know what? I need to make a drink as well. We've got plenty more left in this fucking slot. And I'm enjoying this, you know. I needed one of these. When I go thingy on these, if I'm firing me on all cylinders, these are regular. When fucking life's a bit shit with fucking this move, mate, is killing my soul, man. Who's ever been unlucky on moving house? Seriously, on planet Earth, oh really? Imagine having that title. Imagine having the most unlucky person to move house title. I've definitely got it. No one's struggled this much. Every time something bad happens, I'm paranoid because I know you fall through in January, you fall through in April. It's fucking not good. And then this guy's now dragging his feet. The buyer of my house now is dragging his feet. It's not good. It's stressful. I need to move. What was we talking about? Fucking Arne fucking Slot. That's what we was talking about. Let's get back on Arne Slot. Right. Can you believe? And again, I said this earlier on. I definitely didn't talk about this. I didn't say this exact same thing. Oh my God. It's like a new breath fresh air having a fucking. I had the driest mouth ever before. Palace, yeah, right. That win for Palace put them second. They went second in the league that weekend by beating us, right? They're on the roll. I know they've now lost. No, I don't think they've won a game since that game, but can't believe you ended up being right about him. Bro, can you believe it? I'm putting you on. Can you believe it? Paddy says I can't. Bro, I can fucking believe it. I wasn't, and I got terrorized for it. I used to, and honestly, and I can understand this a little bit, but I used to get made out like I was attention seeking, like I was doing it to just be different. Why would I hate a Liverpool manager just be different? I do understand that. I think I loved Klopp so much and loved Klopp so much that maybe I was always going to be a bit not accepting of the next guy, like a little petulant little fucking stepkid or something. But I would never have not just hated him for no reason. He was a fucking. And people forget the way he's an arrogant, horrible cunt. The way he forced his way at Feyenoord. I don't know what. And people say their fans like him. No, they don't. I'm one of them idiots who gets all of his if I reference everything, my source is Reddit. I'm on Reddit all the time. When I'm lying in bed, I'm on Reddit. There's Feyenoord fans on Reddit who don't like him. Still might be, bro, but I struggle to see him turning this around. He can't turn it around. He will not turn this around. He won't turn it around. That's the problem because. So his head went already, right? So get this, yeah. Get this. We play 5 games, win all 5, yeah. Vert starts all 5. You fit him into the team. He's not getting fingers and assists, goals and assists, but we're winning. And he's big parts of winning. He plays well in all these. He's not playing shit in these games, by the way. And a lot of these times he should be getting assists because people are not finishing the chances he's putting on play from, right? So you win 5 games, but he's not playing that well. And then you lose 1 game, and he gets in his own head and takes him out of the team. For what reason are you taking him out of the team? He's the best of the front 6 by a mile, technically. So why would you be taking him out of the team? And then obviously the thing is you had to start playing Isak once you sign him for 125 million. But Ekitike was flying. And you don't want to start fucking putting Ekitike on the left and that to accommodate Isak because he was flying down the middle. And look, he comes in against Frankfurt, scores a fucking unbelievable goal. Or play them both, but he's not played them. He's not tried them both up front on his own. I said it before. So, what did I say about the fucking 10? How are we spending all that money? If you're spending 100 million on a 10, the best 10 again, like I said before, the best 10 in world football, surely that is on the basis that you were going to change your system. And like, who am I to tell him to change his system? But it's not who am I. Surely this is just fucking a standard rate. How do you get to manage Liverpool Football Club and not have this much common sense about you? If you go and buy the most expensive number 10 in football, why are you not playing with number 10? Surely you're thinking on the basis of I'm going to have to change my system a little bit to play with a number 10. And then you go and sign 2 strikers and only play 1 striker and no number 10. That, like I said, what is it, 400 million worth of players? And you're playing with one of the 3 that starts in the team at all times. What is going on? Why is this happening? United are above us in the league. Manchester United are above us in the league. 3 games ago, before this run of 3 wins, he looked like he was a dead man walking, Amarin. And I said he was a better manager than ours. That 5 at the back is a cheat code. It was always going to turn it around eventually. They'll finish top 4 this season. United, they'll have an okay season, and they'll love him. It might not be good for him forever because a lot of people fucking that job can get a bit too. I think that can get this is. Do you know what's happened to Slot as well? He got high in his own thing. I think. The holiday to Dubai, I don't give a fuck like that. So, what's one thing that's a bit annoying? I don't know how I look at it. Were we caught up in the moment, right? What are we saying about the way we just shut off at the back of the season? No, because at the time I didn't care. I think once it was we weren't going to be able to get 100 points or something like that. You know, that still kills me that this football getting shut for COVID because we would have got 100 points without question. Everyone knows it. City know it. Everyone got away with 1. But once it's apparent you're not going to get 100 points, who gives a fuck how many you win the league by or when you win it by? So, yeah, let the player... And they don't get... I know it's sitting here defending players who are on that 300 grand a week and that, but they don't actually get that much time off where they're just off, they don't get Christmas off or anything. You have to be on a lot of money to never get Christmas off, mate. Christmas Day is the fucking sickest. Or have to hate Christmas, which is why some people work on Christmas because they fucking hate Christmas. But... they don't get many holidays in, so they had a good time off because who cared? And we lost all them games, and then we've never really played well since. We didn't even really play that well. The Derby we played terrible. Jota bailed us out. We haven't played well for a while. When can someone come back to me and say the last 3 games in a row Liverpool played well? What would you say they were? I don't know what they are. It's been a bit of a nightmare. Fucking I lost my train of thought then. I've done it twice in this. To lose 4 games, in a row, back to back in the Premier League is a disgrace. Think of the fucking games as well. But so that's what I was thinking. Fuck, I honestly couldn't get back to what I was thinking. Then I ain't got no notes, and I ain't got there's nothing in the thingy about what we'll talk about. I was saying, yeah, and this is again, I know. Why do I act like a football manager? Why do I think I know everything? But who disagrees with this? Yeah, Palace are flying. Did that win put some second in the league? This is important to get out. Palace are flying. We go there, and I promise you, the person I was arguing with after the game, anyone who I met after the game, we walked to the car to get back in the car, will tell you I was saying this at the time. We got fucking battered all game. I know because people think I said it because Carragher said it on the overlap. We got battered all game. We get a lucky goal, not a lucky goal, but a goal that we didn't deserve against a run of play late in the game. Shut up shop. Palace, we're the champions and we've won 5 in a row. Palace was happy with a point there, definitely. They might not admit it now because they won, but I think they probably would. Even that Glasner, I bet you that Glasner, if you ask him, would you have been happy with a point against Liverpool? He would have said, yeah. So why weren't we happy with a point? You get out of that, you get out of there with a point. That's perfect, mate. A lot of teams will go, and I said this to a Palace fan waiting for our tube to where we park the car. I said to a Palace fan, a lot of teams will go to Palace and won't win. City, Arsenal can all go to Palace and not win, can get beat even. So when we've managed to pull it back from being fucking 1-1 and no way am I gone that late. I never go an hour and fucking 15 minutes. I never go that much past an hour. And I set that alarm on it to be impossible that I could go past that part at that time. What was I saying then? Maybe this is why I shut it down. You only really get like an hour of use, and then I always go over my usefulness because I always start with it. But yeah, you take that point at Palace, and then again, stop me if I'm wrong. On the second game, we go to Chelsea. Chelsea are fucking dog shit. They've got injuries all over the place. Yeah, Palmer, who they all just rely on to be pretty much everything, is out. They had no centre halves. You're drawing 1-1. The second half, we only looked like winning. We were the only team that looked like winning, right? Salah missed chances. Gakpo missed chances. I know Gakpo scored, but he still missed a chance. We missed loads of chances. We were all over them. And then because in that week between Palace and Chelsea, there'd been a lot of backlash. Like, why when there's 30 seconds left of the game and Van Dijk has the ball at centre half, it's either Van Dijk or Konate, do they play a long ball to the left side? Why are they not just passing the ball out with 30 seconds left? Where Palace don't care about winning. A point's good for you, a point's good for Palace. It's 1-1. You got the ball on the fucking edge of the D of the fucking halfway line. Why are you going long? They win the ball goes up, they get the throw in, yeah. And then Chelsea, who were terrible, who we were all over, whose manager, his manager was on probably not the brink of it because I don't think they'd sack him that quick, but the fans were turning against him a little bit. I think they still might be. And he was banging trouble. Brings Ender on. He brings Ender on and starts wasting time and lets Chelsea get to the last 10 minutes and have the backup and then fucking score a last minute goal, a last minute thing against us. And you think, why have you switched round? And the people in here who watch this game and support Liverpool, tell me I'm wrong about them two situations. Why was we not thinking fucking that Sellers Park is still dead tiny and horrible ground and that? So what we know, what's it called? Chelsea, mate. Their fans are the worst fans. They're the easiest to get them on the backs of the players, and we did swapped it round. And then what was the other game we lost? Who else? The Brentford game. I just feel like you can lose that. People will lose that to Brentford. They're going to be horrible Brentford under Keith Andrews. I was wrong about him. There's one I was wrong about. I thought Keith Andrews. No, I don't think I was wrong about him. I just thought he was going to be one of them where they must have just seen something in him. I thought he was going to be like Gary Neal. Again, someone I was right about. Gary Neal managed to have like 9 good games, which in the Premier League will make you sure you finish 13th. And then the season after got fucking lost his job by definitely before Christmas. And I was right about Gary O'Neill as well. I know my fucking managers. And sometimes you might have to take a year of shit because any manager can fluke a year, i.e. fucking Arne Slot last year. Salah has the season of his life trying to get his last big massive contract, has a season of his absolute life because he doesn't have to do it. To be fair, well, the side was more balanced. He made it so Salah barely had to do anything. At the season of his fucking life, like the numbers that Haaland might do to, I think Arsenal are going to win the league. It's sad though, because you don't need much to win this league. If you can always, Arsenal need an 11-point gap by end of March, or they will bottle it. Just because it's Arsenal, that is their DNA. Arteta will bottle it. They will bottle it. 11 points. They need more than 11 points to guarantee the weekly to guarantee a run-in. City will beat them in any run-in ever. If City are within 6 points of them, come April, City win the league. And I definitely, now my granddad's died, I never need to want Arsenal to win the league. You know how weird it used to feel, not thinking, oh, I don't mind Arsenal winning the league so my fucking granddad could see it. How mad's that? My granddad, my granddad loved Arsenal a smidgen more than he hated Tottenham. Hated Tottenham, right? Hated them more than anything. Hated them more than I hate. Not probably more than I hate United, but definitely more than I hate Everton. Maybe as much as I hate, maybe more than I hate United, really, because he would have grew up around Tottenham fans, and that's a different hatred. That's the hatred around United. That's what I mean when I don't hate Everton. And he died a month before. Was it even a month? No, fucking hell. Days. I watched the final. No, yeah. Oh, yeah. I watched the final on the last day I was in fucking Spain sorting all this shit out. Have you seen the picture? He'd fucking hate this. Look at this. This is the only way I could do it because of the box wouldn't. When was that, May? If he knew, I don't think he'd mind about the box, but if he knew I'd named a dog after him, I don't even know if he'd laugh about it. I think he'd think, why would you fucking call a dog that? Look how I had to watch the Tottenham final. It's the only way the box would reach the mad plug. I had to use my suitcase with my granddad's ashes. Oh, well, empty ash box. I'd already emptied scattered his ashes. These ashes box with the fucking thingy on top of it to watch the final. Boom, TNT Sport. Do you know how? Oh, I don't know how to do it. You can't focus it in, can you? It's impossible. It says TNT Sport on the thing. It's nice. There you go, TNT Sport. Don't know why I was asked about showing you that. And what a nice little thing that was, Tottenham beating United. But I would always feel a bit guilty about that. And now I never need to fucking ever feel guilty about Arsenal not winning a single thing ever again because their fans and their club are fucking horrible. I even like Spurs more than them. And we beat them in a fucking Champions League final. Maybe that's why I don't mind Spurs, because we beat them in a Champions League final. What was I saying before? I never even went. Do you know what? I've been an hour and 20 minutes. I haven't spoken about the last. Can we just keep going? I've not spoken about the last fucking UFC or anything. Tom Aspinall, mate. Do you know how bad was that, right? So I all that week, because we was in Frankfurt, I was getting excited for watching that, thinking, oh, it's at normal time. And I feel like it was that weren't quite as bad as the last one. But I feel like honestly, it's mad. The UFCs, when they're on at that time, they throw me off. I prefer them when they're on, honestly, early in the morning, like mad times. I feel like that's what I prefer, the UFC, being on like literally 3 in the morning, because I like to fall asleep. I like to just keep giving slot shit. I've been talking about, I reckon an hour of this has been just giving slot shit. I need to get onto nicer things, because football's hurting me at the minute. And if we lose to Villa on Saturday, it's going to be horrible. And Madrid, I hate losing to Madrid. Fucking hate losing to Madrid. When was the first time we beat them in years? I'm banned and didn't go. Sad, man. They're going to beat us as well. But then again, that might be what saves his job. And imagine I'm getting smug now thinking, listen, I was right about it, and then he wins the Champions League. And we finish, who cares if we finish fucking 6th and win the Champions League? But you would think that if he was playing like something different in Europe. Then again, we did batter Frankfurt and he did play a little bit different. But you wouldn't just be giving away the league now. Fuck me for saying it was different for fucking Postecoglou last year when they was already in the semi-final. You can't be giving away the league in the group stage of the thing yet. And we got fucking beat by Galatasaray. He ain't got a clue. He honestly has not got a clue. And I think he's in his own head. That's the thing. I think he's in his own head. These press conferences are lunacy. And I said before that I don't think I have actually got to the end of the point. Obviously, not for a second do I think Keith Andrews and his fucking backroom staff didn't have a clue how to beat Liverpool. And then Slot came out and said, it's these long balls that are fucking beating us, or Glasner on Wednesday. And they were like, oh my God, have you heard what he's just said? Long teams fucking beat it is, isn't it? His head's chocker. Perfect way of putting it. And it's like, it's the worst, because obviously, and this is you as well, if you liked him, if you loved him after the Tottenham game and that, I don't know how you can turn on him this quick, because we would have all said years of shit, years of being bad. He deserves to the end of the season, but he's fucking bad, man. That's just out of just, because I just think it's wrong. Liverpool we should never, someone said, fucking, what did I read? It was in the thingies. on the Instagram thing, but it was like the fucking most like thing. But then people, to be fair, there was other Liverpool fans in the thing saying, we're not them. Someone said, he said, you can't sack a manager halfway through a season when he's won the league, and someone said Chelsea and Leicester have. How is that a fucking positive point to doing it? When have Liverpool ever been Chelsea and fucking Leicester? Never ever, and we never ever will be. Cannot. But we should have sacked him over the summer. Then at least doesn't get his chance to get into this. The United game, mate. What did I say about fucking? Do you know what? Look at this. So that's another thing that that Jay said. I don't know his name because he just mentioned about me being fucking late on this. Watch what I say. Am I right or am I right?
United got fucking beat by. Who did they get beaten
by
like 3-0 or something? And they got beat by Newcastle. They got beat by Bournemouth or someone. Maybe it was even away. I don't know. I don't care. But someone 3-0 or whatever. Big score. Did they lose to Wolves as well?
This is all true.
Southampton. They're not Southampton. They lost to fucking.
Where is the thing? Oh, my alarm still, man.
Oh, Newcastle. And then they're getting beat here. But because our fucking manager's a bum, and Amarin fucking figures him out straight away. Amarin's got his number.
Amarin's got his number. What does I say there? In fucking January 16th, Amarin has his number. And people acting like I was stupid. That draw, look how Amarin set up for he changed how he played just to play against us. He had Slot's number from the fucking start. Look at that game. Look at Amarin in that game. How they beat Liverpool. They got that 2-2 draw with Liverpool, and trust me, they were worse than they are now. It's just, they set up in the same way. They never passed the ball around the back, ever, to let us press on them. They just do long balls. That's how they won it. That's how they got the 2-0, and that's how they beat us again. How can a fucking fat retard like me say it in January, literally, clear as day, our bum of manager, Amarin's got his number, and then fucking the very next, is it the very next time we played them? It isn't it? The very next time? Nah, did we beat? Nah, it was before, yeah. The very next time we play them, they fucking beat us. And was very convincingly. Nah, we did have chances. You can't say convincingly beat us, but fucking beat us. We're not lost to United at home in 10 years, and this fucking idiot manages to fucking oversee it. And how can we go? How can we expect that? Do you know what it reminds me of as well? I always think FSG will never ever do it again. They'll just be thinking that machine was running nicely. Why do we keep doing these big spends? And when they first bought us and they spent, and at that time it was big money, and we bought Downing for 20 million, Downing for 20 million. Yeah, Carroll for 35, Downing for 20 million, Charlie Adam for 9, Suarez for thingy. I know we sold Torres, but we spent big money, didn't we? For like Liverpool spent big money. And Downing was 20 million dog shit. Charlie Adam was 9 million dog shit. Coates, I think we signed as well. And he was dog shit. We spent big money on players and they were all pretty much dog shit. Well, Carroll obviously could have even been more dog shit. And then I feel like we never splurged like that ever again. I know they've spent 450, but then I don't feel like we bought dog shit. I think obviously that Frimpong's not fucking great, but why would you go and buy a fullback who plays in a 5 at the back? This is another thing I don't understand. Like this, and I've said it on here before. Again, Klopp made that Richard Hughes or whatever he's called fucking seem better than he was, because Kirkes. How the fuck are we paying 40 million for Kirkes? I thought he'd be all right because he's rapid, but I'm forgetting with these fucking fullbacks, they're not proper fullbacks. Frimpong, we must have been able to see. And didn't he come and people were saying he was injury prone, Frimpong? So how have we ended up fucking knowing he's injury prone and signed him, and he's injury prone, he's injured again? He was injury prone, wasn't he? Ekitike and Verts, I think, are perfect. Them two are both like if we sack him, and I know it's like we sack him, but I don't really want to sack him now. But if we sack him and we get a manager in who plays with a fucking 10 and maybe 2 strikers, them two, I think they'll be on fire. Salah's the more worrying one, isn't it? Right. Anyway, I've been on for an hour and 26 minutes, you know, and I'm just waffling on about Slot. I'm getting off. I haven't talked about hardly anything. The Aspinall fight, I had fucking loads of shit to talk about. The Aspinall fight, though, but do you know? Oh no, do you know what? I am going to talk about the Aspinall fight. Fuck yous. I want to talk about the Aspinall fight. Right. Why would you? The UFC. They didn't strip John Jones, but they didn't strip him. He retired in the end, but they were going to strip him in the end. They were pushing, and Dana was pushing to try and get you this fight with John Jones. They were going to pay him 30 million. And the UFC were doing that because they thought they could cash out John Jones to make Aspinall a big star. Anyway, they give him the title. Why would you, in your first fight week as champion, you say, when you know, even if you're saying it, even if you're thinking it, why would you say it? Say it to just your friends and family. You don't have to say it live, knowing every time someone's done this, Koscheck and John Fitch. Was it Koscheck and John Fitch? Marab and Sterling, whenever you say you won't fight your mate for the title, you'll vacate, whatever, Dana hates it. Always says, why can't you compete against each other just because you're friends? You do it all the time in the gym, blah, blah, blah. And he probably is right. Why can't you just make $500,000 with your mate, each $500,000 for fighting each other for a title? The title holder now will make more money, but the thing he gets $500,000, just have a fight. If you fucking fighters. And that's what I think Dana's thing is, and he hates it. So why would in the first fight week as champion, would you say that? And then your dad on your YouTube page say, yeah, we don't want him, he's not going to sign a new contract. He's got three fights left. I want him to see out them 3 fights and then go and box to make some money. Another thing Dana White absolutely despises because of what Ngannou did to him. Why would you have both them things come out on fight week if you're Tom Aspinall? And you know Dana White, for the lead up to a pay-per-view numbered card, goes on media tours. He does podcast. He always does a couple of podcasts here and there, like the Nelt Boys or whatever, or like 60 Minutes or whatever, in the lead up. And then he does more media in the fight week than he does probably the rest of the month. Do you know what I mean? And you get Tuesday night contender series and all that. All these times to ask Dana White questions, and they're asking him, "Did you see this? Did you see this?" What Tom Aspinall said. And he'd have to answer both. I've seen both answers to both things. He was fuming about the what's he called? Catterall? Yeah, Adam Catterall for BT asked him about the vacate thing, and he was like, "Oh, I hate that, and can you not just defend it once and all this?" And then he got asked about did he get asked about? But I don't know if he got asked about the 3 things, but obviously he would have seen it. Or I've been told. I think he did get asked about it. Did he get asked about the post-fight press conference afterwards? I can't remember. But he would obviously have seen it. Why are you having them 2 things? And then, but in Dana's head, he's probably already thinking, just at least win it. Let's just defend it once, before you start talking about all this madness about not fucking fighting your mate in 3 fights' time. Bear in mind, his mate's only headlining a fucking Apex card this weekend. He's a million miles away at that form. He's a million miles away from being the number 1 contender. And you've never defended it once, and then you're thinking, oh, this, and then you go and have that. You go and have a fucking eye pork, and the whole thing gets cancelled. But Dana White, you do think sometimes he just fucking cuts off his nose to spite his face. How can you, as the promoter and have a stake in UFC, come out and not be like, that was terrible, like, look how good that fight was. You all said Gane had no chance, and he was piecing Aspinall up in the first round. It was going to be an unbelievable fight, but we're going to do it again. You'll see that it'll be a lot closer second time. But instead, he's like, yeah, Tom didn't want to fight. And he even said, did he say annoyingly, or what was the word he said? He said, like, basically a word for annoyingly, we're gonna have to rebook the fight. And everyone's talking about why would he say that? And he just shit on Tom all the time. But I feel like Dana don't give a fuck. He'll put personal, he'll put how he feels about you and how pissed off he is at you above necessarily what's good for the UFC. And then, but maybe that's why the UFC is so good. But then it makes sense. If Tom's getting a lot of shit for backing out the fight, and maybe he didn't obviously quit. Everyone's saying the fight with one eye, but so I love Chael Sonnen and Anthony Smith, but you've got Anthony Smith and Chael Sonnen in the fucking booth saying, Chael Sonnen goes, in my gym, the trainer would go left eye, and you'd all have to close your left eye and carry on fighting so that you could learn how to fight with one eye in case your eye got shut. And Anthony Smith said, like, yeah, you should never tell a doctor you can't see eye for in Singapore. He's the defending champion. Tom Aspinall's a defending world champion. None of these 2 ever won a world title, especially not a UFC title. So if you're fighting, the only serious money you make in the UFC is defending your title. I don't know how they're going to do it in the new no pay-per-view thing here with Paramount, but it's defending your title. Why would you fight if your eye's fucked? And if he is trying to run down his contract, boom, there's an easiest fight ever. He's got 1 fight off his contract. He's going to get the Gane rematch. There's a 2nd fight off his contract. And he's only got one more fight in his contract, and he can do exactly what his dad just said he wants to do, which is fucking fight out his contract and retire. What's that? I'm getting fingered at that slot. Can you forward it to him? What was I saying then? But yeah, right. Do you know what? I am going to get off. We're going to leave it on this, right? Please, people, don't give up on Verts. This is my impassioned speech. Please don't give up on Verts. He's going to be the best player ever. You can't find one pundit who said Verts is going to be shit, have you? There's not even in the land of people who always did. Nah, that was for Ekatike when the thing he said. Oh no, that wasn't even for them. That was for that Wolfer mate. That where he said, "I can't believe we got all that money." That wasn't actually an official. I couldn't believe. Was it a Bayern Munich official saying he couldn't believe how much Newcastle paid for it? He won't be that good, sure. That German guy, it just doesn't seem right. Him and Sesko, they just seem too big. Am I not seeing the game right anymore? I know Ekatike is not small, but them 2 just seem too big to be good. Right, anyway, I'm off. It's been amazing. That's actually been good. An hour and a half as well. I never usually go that long, so.